Yes, good afternoon. I believe you guys are doing well. So, today I want us to talk about how estrogen hormone can contribute to the growth of fibroids or how it can trigger the fibroids. So, number one, estrogen hormone increases the cell growth of the uterine muscle cell. So, this one contributes to the growth of fibroids. Number two, it increases the cell division in the uterus. This one also contributes to the growth of fibroids. And then number three, it also increases what we call angiogenesis. And what is angiogenesis? Angiogenesis is the process whereby which estrogen hormones forms the new blood vessels that supplies fibroids with the necessary nutrients and oxygen, and also nutrients and oxygen, so that they continue growing. So those three factors contribute to the growth of fibroids. I've said factor number one, it is the cell growth which is stimulated by estrogen hormone, and then number two, it is cell division, and then number three is angiogenesis. So those are the three factors that, or the three things that estrogen hormones does to make sure that the fibroids are growing. So these fibroids in turn, they come and it alters the normal functioning of a human or a female body, and it becomes a disaster. So that is that. And then how do you manage, or how do you deal with fibroids naturally? So number one, we have what you call diet. So you need to check on your diet. For example, on your diet you need to check on increment of fiber intake. So fiber intake, where do we get fiber intake? We get fiber intake through vegetables, fruits, and whole grains. So that is way number one, how to manage fibroids naturally. And then way number two, that you can be able to manage fibroids naturally, you can of course change the lifestyle modifications. Now, lifestyle modifications, these are things that you do on a daily basis to manage your life. For example, the weight management. You need to maintain your weight. It should be of a weight that is acceptable by the doctors, or the weight that is not too much weight and not underweight. So weight management. And then of course you need to do what you call exercise regularly. So when you exercise regularly, it also helps in managing the fibroids conditions. And then of course we also have what you call managing stress. So for you to manage fibroids well, you also need to manage your stress. And how do you manage stress? By, for example, meditation and of course deep breathing. And then number three, it is herbal use of herbals or use of herbs. So use of herbs, what are these herbs that we recommend you to use? We have these herbs, for example, turmeric. You can use turmeric, and then of course you can also use ginger. You can also use red clover. You can also use castor oil or chasteberry, whatever. Those three, you can also be able to use them so that it can help you to manage your fibroids. And then way number four in which you can use to manage your fibroids is by use of supplements, and not just any supplement, but the supplements that can be able to assist you. And actually the supplements are very powerful because they can be able to deal with that issue once and for all, because they tackle from the root cause. So the supplements that you use, they must contain at least vitamin D. They can also contain omega-3 and fatty acids. It can also contain what we call the probiotics, because the probiotics actually, they're the ones that supplement the body with the necessary bacteria that your body need for it to fight or to eliminate the fibroids. So you can also decide to use the probiotics. And then of course we also have other alternatives. For example, the therapies. Therapies, is a kind of a massage. The therapies can be done using castor oil and that physical massage, or you can as well go for acupuncture. But actually acupuncture is not suitable for Kenyans, because you cannot find acupuncture practitioners here in Kenya. It's only found in China's, because that was the ancient Chinese way of dealing with problems in your body, for example, to encourage the natural healing, and it includes the inserting of tiny needles into the specific points of your body to make sure that it encourages the natural healing. So for the acupuncture, actually you cannot get it here in Kenya, so unless you go in China, but that amount to fly to China, of course, it's too much. So you rather go for the supplements, and then it will be able to help tackle your issues. So remember, we've talked about, in my initial videos, I talked about how hormones can be able to trigger. Now, hormones can be able to trigger fibroids, and in this video, I'm tackling how exactly the hormones can trigger the growth of fibroids. And I've started with the hormone number one, which is estrogen hormone. So I've said estrogen hormone, it encourages the cell growth in the uterine wall. It also encourages the cell division. It also promotes what we call the angiogenesis. And I said angiogenesis is the formation of new blood vessels which supplies the fibroids with the nutrients and oxygen, and by doing that it continues to grow. So that is how estrogen hormone promotes or triggers the growth of fibroids. And then I've said how to manage fibroids naturally. Number one, I've said you manage or you check on your diet. For example, increase the fiber content or the fiber intake into your diet or into your food. And these fibers, you find it in vegetables, fruits, and the whole grains. And also I've said that you also include what you call the omega-3 and fatty acids. Actually, you can get it in fatty fish, something of the sort. And then, of course, you limit processed foods and sugar. So that is way number one. Manage your diet, fiber intake, omega-3, and limit the intake of processed foods and sugar. And then way number two, I've talked about the lifestyle modification. For example, maintain the healthy weight or exercise regularly, and then of course manage stress well. So that is way number two. And way number three, I've talked about using of herbs, and herbs I recommend at least turmeric, ginger, red clover, and chasteberry. So those are some of the herbs that you can be able to use them. In case you can access them, well and good. If you can't access them, then you go for way number four, which is the use of supplements, because supplements are everywhere. You can access supplements in any of the supplements shop. And of course, we also have supplements that we also recommend to people. So for the supplements, you can get them anywhere because they are already made for you. So for the supplements, I've recommended the supplements that contain vitamin D, omega-3 and fatty acids, probiotic, etc. So we have so many or a wide range of supplements that actually you can be able to use to help you deal with the fibroids naturally. So those are some of the conditions that you can, or those some of the strategies or the things that you can be able to put in place to assist you manage fibroids naturally. So in case of any assistance, just grab my number on my bio, and then you can be able to get assistance immediately. In case you're suffering from fibroids and you need an immediate solution, grab my number on my bio. I can be able to assist you immediately. So that was what I had for today. See you in the next video.